good, people? What's going on? How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? I guess, and I always pray that everybody did have a great trading week, whether you did withdraw, whether you did have a break-even one, whether you didn't do anything that you were supposed to do, but always stick to your plans and your disciplines. It's your boy Harlan, and I'm back again with another video. That's gonna be our outlook for the week. Don't want to waste time. Don't want to make it be too long. You feel me? So today I will strictly work on the 4 hour time frame. No hourly, no 15 minute, no daily. Strictly the 4 hour, but I'll lay out and I'll write all the trade ideas which I potentially see on the hourly time frame. So starting off with the NAS on our outlook. Okay, by the way, there's noises outside. I'm in my bedroom. My siblings, my younger ones, have decided to visit me, so they loud. I don't want to disturb them, but at the same time, I just need to do what I have to do for me. So looking at the structure of the nest, we did say from this zone right there, we're expecting what continuations to the downside, but with what with stronger continuations to the downside from what a break of this intraday support for me. So once price did what? Once price reacted from the zone, pushing to the upside, we anticipated that obviously that if price continues above the zone, we'll continue bullish, taking profit on that very same high. But if we continue below this very same zone, we continue bearish. So now with what I see from this push, I see this obviously this exhaustion. I still anticipate a push face to the downside. But to my side or to my take, what I potentially see for the coming week, I just see I'll just wait for price to break what this very same zone for what? For continuations to what? To the downside. But if price bounces off the zone and does what? Continues to the upside, then I guess we only do what? We'll only trade zones. You understand me? We only do what? Be bullish on our support, be bearish on our resistance, right? That will be our only take until we get what? An overall break to the upside, no to the downside. So what I say on my take, or my trade idea for the next is we simply wait for a close below support, which is the close that we anticipate, or a close above resistance. But if price breaks, but if price closes above, we anticipate continuations to the downside. So from the hourly time frame, we bullish at break of resistance, bearish at bearish at break of what? Bearish below support. So it's the very same thing. Like that's what I see on the hourly, it's what I see from the 4 hour. So what I can say, it's why we wait for what? For bullish up, a break above, for close above on the first 4 hour candle for anticipation of a continuation, or close below the zone for confirmation of a continuation to the downside. Or if price bounces off the zone, we look for anticipations to the upside. If price fails to break the zone, anticipate continuations to the downside, trading the zone. That's my take on the NAS. So looking at gold. So looking at gold, all I can say is on gold. Now we can say that like on gold on our outlook, where is the fifth? Right there. We're anticipating what? That like if price continues to the upside for break retest, we confirm our what? Our potential head and shoulders. But now because now price did what? Reacted from it and continued to the downside like we also anticipated. Now, what I can say is price is in some sort of what? Bullish channel, right? Price is holding a bullish channel. We all can see it, no lie about it. So all I can say is on gold, it's once price closes above the zone, we continue to the upside. But if we get a fill to break and we break the overall trend, this intraday trend, outlook for anticipations to what? To the downside. So that's my take on gold. I still see that head and shoulders on gold, but at the same time, I'm no more comfortable with it. I'm just waiting for what? For price to either close above or to fail closing above and have a fill to break on that very same zone below it, anticipate continuation, so that reversal to the downside. So my trade idea is I see a potential what? A potential double top. I don't want to talk about it, right? We can tell that like price did what? One, and we have two. So I see a potential double top. We bearish at confirmation. You follow me? So like I say, once I have a fill to break and a break of the intraday bullish channel, I'll wait for retest, anticipation of a continuation to the downside, or a bullish above resistance. Like I say, once I have a close above the zone, I'll look for continuations to the upside on my 4 hour. So on the hourly is we have a bullish channel. Once price closes above resistance, we bullish break of trend. We start looking for what? For those reversals to the downside. So that's also my take on gold. No, I'm looking at looking at German 30, like German 30, like, man, I don't know why people don't follow price action. I don't know why. I don't know why. Because price action is the birth of everything that we're trading today, you feel me? So now let's look at this, right? Like we also anticipated, we still see what this this rising wedge, right? Price did have a break of those zones that we're anticipating. First break was from the zone, anticipation of a continuation to the downside, right? And then I did mark out what I marked out this first zone. Once price breaks the zone, we look for confirmations to the downside. Once price broke out and had a retest, we anticipate continuations to the downside. Now, with price closing below again those very same zone, this is the second zone I was looking for. The like let price break this zone from an overall break of what our falling wedge. We look for our rising wedge. We look for those reversals. So all I can say is now in German 30, I still see a continuation to the downside with what price pushing and exhausting or pulling back. You feel me? Break, pull back. I still anticipate a continuation to the downside. You feel me? Because of what price also closed below this very same zone, right? And we kept about it. So all I can say is now we simply wait for the second candle, the open market open, the first candle. If it closes bearish, I still see a stronger continuation to the downside. So my trade idea is we continue bearish with break off lows. You feel me? Like which lows am I talking about? Those very same lows, right? Those very same lows. You form those very same low. Long as price closes below of it, we still see a continuation to the downside. But once price fails and trades bullish, it failed to break. Like once price fails to break this overall trend, this intraday trend, basically, then I'll start looking for what continuation to the upside, taking profit on that very same zone, being what price pulling back to a stronger zone, making it a double top in anticipation of a stronger continuation to the downside. So on the hourly is we follow the 4-hour direction. Like I say, once we get that first 4-hour candle closing bearish, I anticipate a stronger continuation to the downside. You follow me? So looking at US 30, so US 30, there's nothing for me to say because we did say that like on our outlook, price closed above this very same major sale. We say we're simply looking for continuations to the upside above the highs, but now price closed below the very same highs with a gap, filling in the gap. Now price did what? Had this gap, filled in the gap, and started moving to the downside. So now price is kind of like in a sideways move, right? Price is kind of like in a sideways movement. So there's nothing for me to say prices on my trade idea is the 4 hours in a sideways move. We wait for a bullish or a bearish breakout to confirm direction. That's it. On the hourly is we wait for a breakout or we trade zones. Like I say, intraday support, intraday resistance, intraday support. Fail to break, we buy. Fail to break, we sell. That's it. You form. So looking at USD CAD. So USD CAD for now, it's also like I don't see nothing. It's also BS for me, you form. So no trade idea. Let's wait for stronger confirmation. So Monday, Tuesday, whether what day it will be, once we get a stronger confirmation, we look for those continuations either to the upside, not to the downside, because I don't see anything now. Those go up on a Tesla, but the nigga stock's going down on the markets. So all I can say is on Tesla, like I said, now you can tell how prices been moving. I can remove this because this was an analysis. This is an analysis. So now you can tell how prices been moving. We did say on our outlook from the 5th. When was the 5th? Yeah, right there. So from the 5th, we did say we either wait for what? Because price had a bullish flag, right? So from this push, we had price correcting, anticipated a continuation to the upside, but price did what? Traded below, right? No lie, we could have took an L right there. There's nothing wrong with it. So now price is also, it's again trading way below our major support zone. So obviously once price trades below major support zone, you know what to do, man. There's nothing for me to say. There's nothing for me to show you, or there's nothing for me to explain. Price trades below a certain zone. You see it as an intraday resistance. I would feel like see it as an intraday resistance, right? So I'll wait for price to now have another candle closing bearish below the zone, below this gap, boom. Okay, taking the sell, stop loss above that major support with the first TP being a 1-to-1, a clean 1-to-1, and then we leave a runner once price confirms our stronger trade. So I kind of like don't have a trade idea for now, but all I can say is we're trading up, but we're trading below our major support. So once price trades below major support, we see that intraday zone is a what? As a resistance, right? Until price trades above that major support again, making it a major support. So my trade idea is 4 hour, we bearish below major support. You feel me? So long as price continues trading below that major support, we continue bearish. But if price trades above that zone, we continue bullish. That's as simple as it is. All it needs is it's discipline and patience. You feel me? There's nothing else for me. There's nothing else for you. So looking at Bitcoin now, like I said on Bitcoin, on my previous outlook, I will never trade Bitcoin, but I'll only analyze and look for those intraday patterns, intraday reversals, intraday structures, right? I said I either continue bullish above the zone or bearish once it fails to break, and I either continue bearish above the zone or bullish once it fails to break. So now where we are, we're in a sideways movement, right? So obviously sideways movement, I don't do anything. I just stretch it off, right? Looking at Ethereum, even on Ethereum, right? Like I said on my outlook from the previous outlook, bearish, we continue. Once price breaks out, we start looking or we continue bullish. But once price continues failing to break, we continue bearish. That's also my outlook on Ethereum, because for now, we're still in a sideways movement, right? There's nothing for me to say. There's nothing for me to do. Litecoin, because a nigga live to lit. Even on Litecoin, price has been trading on the zone for I think a week or two now. Let's look at it from the 23rd of November all the way to till today. 2 weeks or 3 weeks. That's all I can say for me. So price has been moving sideways. There's nothing for me to also say or to do until we get those major moves which break those intraday zones or those major zones or those intraday zones. That's it. So looking at the last pair, which we said last but not least. So on oil, I want to start off from the daily time frame on oil, because this is something that people need to learn, or this is something that people might need to understand, right? So when we look at the history of oil, the beginning of this year, right? Or on June, not the beginning, mid this year, price has been pushing and pulling back on the daily time frame, pushing and pulling back, pushing, 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 pulling back, till it gave us a double top, pushed, pulled back, and then it pushed again this week. So obviously, with this push from the daily time frame, with this push closing below this zone right there, this double top, which I always spoke of on previous outlooks, you can go check it out, check them out. So obviously, once price had this, boom push phase, all I can say is price needs to correct, or price needs to exhaust or to correct in any way. But why am I saying this? I think I need to head to what? To smaller time frames, because the daily we saw we have what? A clean bear. We have 5 or 6 candlesticks which are trading bearish, right? So looking at this, right? So looking at the 4 hour now, the 4 hour is like this. It pushed, it kind of corrected, pushed, corrected with a double top, pushed, break the lows. So once it broke those intraday lows and had a retest and pushed again, all I can say is price is now having some sort of a wedge or a bearish channel, right? But I see a wedge for now, you feel me? So obviously, once I'm seeing this wedge now, and once I see what is happening on the daily time frame, I can say with the strong push we have on the daily time frame and the reversal pattern we have on our 4 hour, I can say price will need to do what? To pull back before it can continue to the downside on the daily time frame. You feel me? So my trade idea from the 4 hour is we wait for the daily lower high to continue bearish, right? There's nothing for me to say. Like I said, prices had printed a lower low, we wait for a lower high for continuation to the downside. So there's nothing for me to say. And I can also hop into the hourly time frame, right? So when you look at the hourly time frame, we can tell that it is a clean downtrend, right? It is a clean downtrend. We don't need to dispute that. Price has been moving in lower lows and lower highs with this double top, right? Continuing and moving sideways right there, pushing to the downside. So all I can say is now we can simply wait for that daily or that 4 hour pullback for continuation to the downside. But if we don't get it and price continues pushing to the downside, then we don't have a trade idea or we don't have a signal on oil. So that's my take for the week. Everything I say to do it's based off on my own experience or my own opinions. The market might favor me, the market might not. It is what it is. All we can do is continue trading our plans, is continue planning our trades and trading our plans, being disciplined, being patient, and most of all avoid taking stupid or BS trades. So this is your boy Harlem. My bad. I can't be able to show y'all fundamentals because I don't want to waste time on this and I don't want to take too long on this. So that's all I got on this video. Peace and love.